Hello and welcome back to Somebody on Wrestling and to my predictions for AEW Full Gear. And yeah, a really interesting pay-per-view. There's lots of intriguing matches on the card. MJF putting double duty as he seems to do quite a lot these days. Who'd have thought that a year or so ago? And yeah, some other intriguing matches on the card too. Starting off with the Women's World Championship match, and that is Hikaru Shida taking on Toni Storm. And yeah, this is an intriguing one. Toni Storm's kind of been reinvigorated with her new character recently. Obviously, Timeless Tony. She, her title reign, I don't know, it's a bit surprised that she had the third title reign, I think it is now. But I think it's been perfectly alright so far. Had some decent matches, but at the same time, I think with the effort and the time that AEW have really put into Timeless Tony, I can really see her probably getting the belt here, to be honest. And I think she could have a long title reign and really showcase what she can do with her new character. So I'm going to say Toni Storm will become the new champion. Moving on into the babyfaces, Christian Cage, Christian Cage, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne taking on the babyfaces, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin and Sting. And of course, if Sting loses this, he'll retire early. So yeah, big stakes on this one. But I can see the babyface getting a win here for sure. I think especially AJ is Adam Copeland's first pay-per-view match in AEW, I believe. So yeah, I think it all does lead to a win for the faces, and then you could obviously have Luchasaurus or more likely Nick Wayne take the fall for the heels. Moving on then to Cassidy versus Moxley, and yeah, this is a really hard one because obviously at the last pay-per-view, it was Moxley who came on top, and then obviously with the international title, it's just been such bad luck. Moxley having to drop it to Ray Phoenix due to injury, Cassidy winning it back, and now we kind of found ourselves back at square one again. So yeah, it's a bit of an intriguing one, this one, as to who's going to come out on top. But I'm going to say it will be Moxley. I think we're going to run it back, and hopefully Moxley can have his long title run that was wanted in the first place. The tag titles are on the line in a fatal four-way matches. LFI take on the champs, Starks and Bill, FTR as well as the House of Black. And yeah, this is interesting. Obviously, the House of Black have been around a lot, especially on Collision, and kind of confronting these teams. LFI interesting contenders as well, having just returned. FTR obviously just lost the belts. But yeah, I think they won't win it again. I think, the way they lost was pretty decisive. But I think the two returning teams could have a chance, especially House of Black, who made a big impact. But at the same time, I think AEW want quite a long title reign with Starks and Bill. So it's between House of Black and Starks and Bill for them. But I'm going to say the title holders will retain. TBS title was on the line in a triple threat match with Chris Statlander defending against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And yeah, this is an interesting one. The TNT title for me in general is quite an interesting one because obviously we don't really seem to have short title reigns. We've had two very long title reigns. And yeah, that kind of makes me think for a title change it has to be quite a big deal. And yeah, for me, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, they both have had pretty impressive years, but at the same time, do they stand out to me as definite new champions here? I can't say they do, and I think they'll reserve the rights for a bit new champion a bit longer. I'm going to say Statlander will get the win here. 3 matches announced for the buy-in, starting off with MJF and a mystery opponent, Samoa Joe, pretty much guaranteed after Rampage, and yeah, kind of been obvious all the way through against the Guns. And yeah, this ROH tag title stuff, I just don't know where we're going with it now. Obviously Cole's on the shelf for a while, which is such a shame. But yeah, I don't know, the Guns, they've been built up to be look quite strong, but at the same time, MJF and Joe, unless Joe has like some turn on MJF or something like that, I just can't see any other result except for MJF and Joe retaining. But moving on then to Kingston, as he takes on Lethal for the ROH title. I mean, yeah, come on, this ROH title stuff, I'd rather it be on the ROH pay-per-view, to be honest. At least it's on the Zero Hour rather than the main card, but still, points does kind of stand. But yeah, I mean, Jay Lethal just kind of seems like someone who will have a good match with Eddie. And then yeah, Eddie can kind of go and have bigger matches, really maybe on big ROH shows. But yeah, I can definitely see Kingston retaining here. But moving on then to Buddy Matthews as he battles Claudio Castagnoli. This is an intriguing one because both men obviously been quite strong recently. Buddy Matthews getting a few big wins. Claudio, obviously, I feel like he could do a big win on pay-per-view, just kind of reinvigorate himself. Kind of came out as a big man compared to Yuta, helping him after Rampage. So that makes me think we could get a classic bit of 50-50 booking between the BCC and the House of Black, which makes me think we could get a Claudio Castagnoli win here. In another rematch from Full Gear, we've got Hangman Page taking on Swerve. And yeah, this is an intriguing one. Obviously, Swerve getting a big victory at Wrestle Dream. So could we get a match where Hangman gets it back, or could Swerve really establish his dominance? I don't know, it's an intriguing one. Swerve, I think he's got a lot of momentum at the moment. But Hangman, it also feels like he could do a big win as well. So yeah, this definitely is an intriguing one, and does feel like one that could really go either way. But I think Hangman Cage is going to get the big win, and maybe we can lead to a big blow-off match on TV or the next pay-per-view or something like that. But moving on into Jericho and Omega versus the Young Bucks. Obviously, consequences on this one too. If Jericho and Omega win, the Young Bucks lose their tag title opportunity. But if the Bucks win, then the Golden Jets have to disband. And obviously, this is all time with the Young Bucks heel turn, etc., etc. Yeah, it's all kind of playing in nicely, and I'm very intrigued to see which direction this goes in. But I think the Young Bucks being more experienced, Jericho and Omega can kind of go off and do their own thing again. I'm going to say the Young Bucks will get the victory here. Moving on into the main event, MJF versus Jay White for the world title. And yeah, this is the match I'm really looking forward to. I think the build has been pretty solid, I have to say. Obviously going on multiple different angles, especially with MJF. But yeah, I think Jay White and MJF, obviously they're going to put on an absolute banger of a match, as you would expect. And yeah, like I said, I'm really, really looking forward to this one. I'm going to say it will be MJF who gets the win and gets Triple B back. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be a fun match. Plenty of interference. But yeah, intriguing stuff. But anyway, guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. Share, subscribe. Next time, for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.